All right. We ready to roll? What is happening?
Nothing. God.
Gus, how about we make that the intro to the podcast?
That's frick.
It's the sound of like a building being demolished.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
What did you drop? What was that?
It was a packet or two of Chick-fil-A sauce in here. God.
Oh no, was it open?
No, not yet. I'll probably open
okay.
it later.
Well,
though.
we got Jarvis Johnson on the podcast.
Hello.
Jarvis is here.
Thank you for having me. Longtime fan, first time caller.
Of course, dude.
Jarvis is, of course, a lifelong, well-known rugby athlete. He served in the British Armed Forces for 17 years.
God
and
save the
now
Queen.
he's the inventor of the Scrub Daddy, as featured on Shark Tank.
It's true.
Fun fact, the Scrub Daddy was modeled, the shape of it, off of my body.
The texture.
We were
the shape.
going to call it the Scrub Body or the Scrub Eddy. But then we just went with Scrub Daddy because it felt more marketable.
Because I said I would sue. I did a whole Eduardo from Facebook. I stormed into Jarvis's office and slammed
Eduardo
the laptop.
Saverin, shout out, close personal friend.
Is that a real thing? Are you just saying that?
Not really a close personal friend, but that is his last name.
Well, because you worked at Patreon, right? So I was like, it's
I've
in the
never
realm of
met that
possibility.
guy. I have met a different Facebook founder who's surprisingly normal.
Well, I know who you're not talking about.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say when we were in the design process for the Scrub Daddy, to answer Gus's question, similar to a bristled sponge, one side is a normal scrubber, and then the back side, the bristly side, is based on Eddie's chest hair. So,
That's it.
Yeah.
I've been trying to not shave my chest hair lately because I can't. I've always been back and forth. Because it's like it gets itchy and uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Yeah,
but if you shave it, it gets prickly. I don't know what to do.
I have no idea what that's like because I have the perfect amount of chest hair where I've never had to shave it in my life, but I feel like I don't look like a baby if I take off my shirt. So not to flex or anything.
I'm gonna say confidently, I know this information, and Gus, you're gonna confirm it. And guys, nobody's allowed to ask why I know this information. But my chest hair is a bit more coarse than Gus's chest hair, and so Gus, I would ask you, but I don't know if it gets very itchy for you because I think I have very, very almost like straw-like chest hair rather than a softer.
Straw. That's what I'm curious about then too, because personally, and I would even argue that I probably got 3 times the chest hair of anybody that I know. It's like chest, stomach, everywhere, dude. But it has never been itchy to me in any regard.
I got thick hair. I got thick chest hair. My body hair. You know what I'm saying? It grows.
Yeah.
If it's like straw, I can imagine that could be a little bit.
Yeah. And so I don't know, but would you rather have straw that is a ½ inch or straw that's curling a little bit? I don't know.
Yeah. Curling straw. Honestly, it feels because you know what it feels like.
Crazy straw.
Crazy straw chest hair, exactly, Jarvis, thank you. Because it's like mine is thick as fuck, but it is very curly, so it does not, and I think that helps a lot because like it sort of corkscrews out of my little body instead, and it's, as a result of that, it feels like just a trillion little mattress springs, so it's like a soft
extra
cushion.
Comfort, yeah,
and as opposed to like, because I've noticed in the past, like I've intermittently in the past gone through like shaving and non-shaving, like chest and everything else and stuff, and it's like when it grows back, Murder City, USA.
Yeah.
So maybe that's more akin to what you might feel like when it's a little more straight on, but mine starts curling when it's at least a centimeter out of my little body.
Yeah, I gotcha. Do you guys remember? I remember when I first noticed I was getting body hair, being so distressed and being like, do I have to deal with this for the rest of my life?
Oh no!
Yeah, and I was just like, I'm hairy. Oh no! It was just like, I mean, it's totally normal now, but especially growing up in that era where Axe body spray commercials were like 19-year-old dudes who were like paper thin and hairless. It was like, well, fuck, am I supposed to completely shave every Wednesday? What do I do?
Well, you know, I have a question, and this is something that I feel like is an invasion of privacy of some kind, but I haven't been able to understand why it happens. When you guys turned 18, did you receive a Gillette razor in the mail?
Oh,
I did get a razor, yeah.
Isn't that weird?
I know.
Like,
I thought that was the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah.
It was
It's
so
like-
bizarre. I think I was 19, but it thought it was my 18th birthday.
Yeah, like I also received like just in the mail, happy you've become a man from your friends at Gillette. Here's a razor.
Genius.
And I was like, what do you
Genius
mean, my
campaign.
friends
What
at
the
Gillette?
fuck
How
is-
did
yeah.
you get my address?
It's like the Dark Brotherhood handprint. We know. It's like, I didn't know. I'm Amanda. I didn't know.
Yeah,
Someone-
it's- I just looked it up. The Gillette 18th birthday sampling program is a promotional campaign that does not have a specific opt-in registration process. Which, that's so weird to be like, it's a marketing campaign, and it doesn't really have a, you're allowing
don't really
them
have
to
a
do
choice.
it.
Yeah.
That's,
It's a little
that's
bit
like
of
a guy-
non-consensual campaign.
it's like you turn 18 and then you just hear, and some guy just lets themselves in and is just like, hey, I'm going to leave these Triscuits on the counter here. You're going to want these.
Hey, happy birthday! Happy birthday! I'll show myself out. Hey, can I use your restroom?
No.
Oh, okay, fine. I'll go next.
Come on. The garlic herb Triscuits. Let me use your fucking shit.
Yeah.
This is even
Oh my
more
God.
fucked up. Right after the does not have a specific opt-in registration process, it says the recipients are selected based on consumer data gathered from various sources, including 18 male year old is, or an 18-year-old male is, it was fucked up on Google, is living in the home. So if they look to see if they have data on a house to see if they know your age, so they can send it. So whatever, Gus, whatever your family was doing, they weren't sending out smoke signals that you were starting to become a hairy boy.
They were like, they had one look at your chest hair. They were like, corkscrews. That's no Gillette man.
He doesn't need this at all.
Very off-brand there, Johnson. You won't be participating.
We can't have our Gillette razor just collecting dust. He's got corkscrews. He won't need to shave it.
Just going back to it, it just takes up when you corkscrew it, you don't have as much length to worry about because it kind of it constrains itself, holds itself
That's
back.
it.
There it is.
That's it exactly.
Shouting back out to close friend of the show, Eduardo Savarin. We were all concerned. I feel like recently we've all been concerned about how much Facebook is collecting our data, how our phones may be listening to us, like getting weird ads that are like, how did they know that I wanted to go see The Departed in a limited showing at a theater near me? And this entire time under our noses, there's like a cabal of like 18-year-old like data collectors.
Yeah.
Fuck the NSA, dude. I'm worried about Gillette now, dude. Watching
Yeah.
in my home.
Wait, hold on. What is this article? New York Times. The headline is "Welcome to Manhood." Gillette told the 50-year-old woman. I think they sent her a Gillette razor by accident, and it said
that's
"Welcome to
better-
Manhood."
That's better than the time that Target like revealed to a woman that she was pregnant before she knew she was pregnant.
Wait, how did they do that?
What happened there? Did they just tell her
So-
at checkout?
Well, yeah, they were just like, your order is 1561, and congrats, it's a boy.
Yeah.
We decided we decided we put one of the tests in the public bathroom. So we just wanted to let you know before you check out with your bananas.
Hey,
you're
thanks
pregnant.
for letting me use the bathroom. The guy's like wandering out. You again. So the way that they did that, like, is so interesting because it's just, it's very similar to how like tech companies and stuff like do ad targeting, where they use all of this like data about your consumer habits and like your credit card payments and shit like that. And so one way or another, they guessed, like they have some sort of algorithm that's trying to guess who's pregnant so they can decide how to send out the pregnancy mailers that they send out.
Oh,
the Target
whoa.
apparently sends out. Yeah. And then I guess that's the same thing. They're like working with Gillette or something. They've got people have turned 18. These people are probably pregnant. I can only imagine what else they're cooking up.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's insane.
I just that type of data stuff scares me, but then I do something like opt into a new social media, and I'm like, I did this to myself as well.
Or you make a single purchase online, and then you sign up for a lifetime of marketing emails from that website.
Yeah, well, Gus,
God,
you had the kind of that streak of Instagram actually giving you ads of things you wanted to buy, and so you're like, I want to get these things, but I hate that they're getting to know me more.
I've been good. I've been really fighting it for a while, and
You got some cool shit at the time. When
It's
you were
back
really
down to
doing
dumb shit now, and I'm like, okay, good. You stay down there. I don't want to be
You're
buying that
stronger.
shit.
you're stronger than me. I'll get like an oddly specific advertisement where it's like, do you want a Neon Genesis Evangelion streetwear like cool t-shirt? And I'm like, I fucking do, man. God damn it. Like I guess I'll check out. And the amount of stuff I now buy from, I'm part of the problem is what I'm saying. The amount of stuff I now buy from my Instagram ads is it's not okay.
Wait, Eddie, did you have something real quick?
I was just going to say, I mean, we're all kind of part of the problem, and I'm sure there's like one or two people that listen to the podcast and they go dark on social media and they're like, I'm not helping the problem. Well, how many retweets do your tweets get, loser? Am I right? That's what I have to say to them.
Oh my God.
Zinga. I was going to say, what did you guys, have you had any recent stupid purchases like that, whether it's Instagram or Amazon or anything else?
Absolutely, yes. If we we don't have video on right now, but I just recently purchased a collection of Pokemon toys from like 1999 from Burger King.
It's cool.
Yeah, just like
really quick, just to confirm, Jarvis,
trip where I'll just buy something from my past. What was up?
I was just gonna say, just to confirm, we don't have video for the video chat, but you're recording video, right?
I am recording.
Okay,
video.
cool.
Yeah,
Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Producer Eddie.
I just want to make sure.
My little top left notification thing came up in my brain of like, I think we talked about that though.
Okay, keep going about the Burger King.
Yeah. Like we can't see each other in this current moment is all I meant. But I don't know if you guys remember those like little Pokeballs that would have 24 karat like Pokemon cards inside of them that came out of Burger King back in 1999.
I don't.
Okay, so that was a thing, and then people will remember these are a thing that like everyone who has one is like, this is worth something, right? And it's like it's worth like $3. Like, why do you think Burger King wasn't going to sell you solid gold in 1999? And then a lot of the things I bought were like spin toys, like little like, do you know those little spinning tops where you just like run them against the floor or whatever, and then it would. Well, you would have to let it rip with a launcher.
You don't let a regular top rip. That's the difference.
Yeah, that's the difference. That's why
I've been doing it. It's probably why I was burning through tops when I was a child.
Oh my God, I destroyed all my Beyblades from the friction from my carpet. But basically just buying old Burger King toys, but sealed. I'm buying them like still in the wrapper so that I can pretend that I'm like an 8-year-old like getting a Happy Meal or whatever the fucking Burger King equivalent of a Happy Meal is, and then opening it up and going, oh, it's a Blastoise, cool.
Dude, that sounds rad.
There were so many cool kind of late 90s, early 2000s McDonald's and BK run things. I think especially one of them. Do you guys remember the Batman glasses at all?
No.
No.
I think it was with the Clooney Batman. My mom still has one. They were like mugs made out of glass that were designed with like Batman on it and a couple of other things. And I know they did like a Disney anniversary one.
Oh,
and
wait. When you said glasses, I thought of like Batman.
No, yeah, sorry.
And they have like a little Batwing on them, and they're
like a glass.
Batman. Yeah. No, I knew a lot of families who had like commemorative, drinking glasses that had like Batman and like other properties on them. I think maybe that was like a similar thing.
It was because I know also they have a certain Disney anniversary cup that McDonald's did, like a glass that my family also has. And I sent Gus before that BK did that really, really cool Lord of the Rings one.
Mm-hmm.
That one was fucking awesome.
That one was ridiculously cool. I want that so bad.
If you're a video watcher, all of that'll be on the screen. We'll send it in so Tony can throw it up. There was a lot of really cool runs. I wonder, I mean, I don't want to say like they don't do it anymore. I'm not getting Happy Meals. I couldn't tell you. I have no idea what they're doing.
Well, so I'm in on the ground at McDonald's HQ, and I can tell you what they are doing with their Happy Meals. Today, fellas, is the 25th anniversary of Pokemon.
Wait, today?
Today.
This is a big day for you, Jarvis.
It's a big day. It's a big day. I actually was, before I jumped in with you guys, got a call from a bunch of Pokemon content creators who are all in a clubhouse room right now watching all the events that are going to be unfolding for the 25th anniversary. So that's what I'll be up to for the rest of the day. But
that sounds great.
But What things in which include a Post Malone concert.
I saw they announced that. What the fuck
so
is that?
weird. But Post Malone just released a cover of oh my god, I have to look it up. Oh, it's Only Want to Be With You, the song by Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yeah.
I only want to be with you.
Really?
Like, yeah, a cover by Post Malone for the Pokemon 25th anniversary. It's very interesting. And then McDonald's is releasing little limited edition packs of Pokemon cards in every Happy Meal that have like all of the starter Pokemon over the generations. And it's like you get a pack and it has 3 cards in it. One of them is hollow. And this is a problem because we are in an era where Pokemon is actually more popular than it ever was in the 90s, which is hard to grasp. But the amount of like every store that carries Pokemon product is getting immediately scalped by like 35-year-old dudes.
Right,
who are, like,
it's because of the whole
Facebook
push
Marketplace for, like,
with like
3x
Logan
the
Paul
value.
and stuff, right? Where they all got really popular and everyone's been opening packs on live streams, right? So it's like Pokemon cards especially are like hotter than they've ever been, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so you've got a lot of articles being written about how adults are like ruining this Happy Meal thing for children because people are buying the cards they're like going and buying like 20 Happy Meals, taking out the cards, like throwing away the food, and then listing the packs of cards on eBay. It's like so fucked.
Man.
Oh my god.
And then what else we got? Yesterday, they announced Diamond and Pearl remakes. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes
I saw
for the
that.
Switch.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that was the next game up in the line of remakes because they did like Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and all that stuff back in the day. So Diamond and Pearl were the next generation. They announced that, but then they also announced a new open world, like Breath of the Wild style Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Which looks cool as heck, but I only started talking about this to talk about how I know everything that's going down at McDonald's headquarters. So
One thing too, because
so
I know,
so I'll end it there.
I know you're very aware of, and I want to shift it, but still kind of on topic is because I know you made a video about it too. Is like, please, for the people who are unaware, if you could give a brief summary on like what's happening with the purchasing world of Pokemon cards right now, and how big the money is getting too.
Okay, so basically, I'm trying to think of like where it all starts because like the easiest place to start is with Logan Paul a couple months ago. So let's just start there. I think it was November or October, a few months ago. Logan Paul purchased. So when Pokemon cards were released in English in America, came over from Japan in 1999. They were released by Wizards of the Coast, which is a company that still makes Magic the Gathering cards and a number of other like big card games. But they released several printings of the base set, the very first iconic set of the Pokemon card game, which includes like the big famous Charizard card. The first edition printing of that set is the rarest because it was a limited edition printing. I believe the very first print run at Wizards of the Coast, 10% of that print run was allocated to the first edition cards. And so they immediately like sold out, and then there's print run after print run after print run after print run of more Pokemon cards. And those are usually the ones that we all had as kids because there were tens of thousands, if not more, of the booster boxes of, or probably hundreds of thousands of the unlimited, which is like the non-first edition version Pokemon cards, but very, very few of the first edition. So the first edition booster box sealed, which can potentially contain a first edition Charizard, base set Charizard.
Sealed just meaning that you can prove it's never been opened?
Exactly. So it's still got the wrapping paper on it. There's a little asterisk on prove it's never been opened though, because there's more shit that goes into this. So basically, it's a huge collector's item, and around last October, it was a collector's item piece worth like $200,000.
Jesus Christ.
So that's a lot of money. And
know,
then it
even
gets
at the time.
crazier because what happened was Logan Paul purchased one of these boxes in an auction.
So he is the true start of this. Logan Paul is actually credited for this movement, or
he gets it's. So we were I don't want to, it's like I'm saying this with the weight of a lot of people in the Pokemon community probably like wanting me to say the right thing.
Right.
So Logan Paul is often given credit for everything that's transpired, but many argue that Logan Paul is credited for the big spike in vintage Pokemon, like the old cards. But we've also simultaneously seen a huge demand spike in the new modern cards that are coming out. And that is in large part due to COVID and production issues. Okay. So there's a lot of eyeballs on Pokemon, and like Logan Paul can be credited for being one of the many things that is drawing a lot of attention to Pokemon. But that's again, it's the 25th anniversary. Sword and Shield, Pokemon Sword and Shield, one of the biggest like Nintendo Switch games. There's like a lot of like things that are making Pokemon more and more popular. Also, keep in mind, Pokemon is the largest media franchise ever to exist ever. Largest grossing. Like, bigger than any other thing.
For real?
Didn't know that.
Yeah,
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I do think number 2 is Hello Kitty, like, in terms of media franchises, but, like, it's bigger than Harry Potter and all stuff like that.
Wow.
So I can believe it, especially just from the merchandise. Of,
yeah.
I'm
it's
sure
just that
Pikachu
they're
plushies
everywhere.
are like...
And I, no joke, I was watching, they had a little... when they announced this stuff yesterday for the 25th anniversary, like the new games, they played this walk back through history of the last 25 years that started in 1996 when like Pokemon Red and Pokemon Green came out in Japan. And no joke, all it was them showing showing products and people playing with them and like with numbers on the screen. And I cried like a fucking baby watching this because I realized so much of my life has like sort of, I grew up with this thing, you know what I mean? And so that sort of speaks to like how it lives with, it's kind of one of those things like nostalgic that lives with us and is still minting brand new fans to this day because, kids are getting into, there are going to be kids in 20 years now whose first generation with Pokemon is Generation 8 and they love it like with those Nintendo Switch games, just like we, loved the original 151. So, this $200,000 box sells. Logan Paul makes a video about it. In the video, he's like dealing with this dude named Collectibles Guru, who's like kind of this like skeezy guy, skeezy seeming guy, who's very like money forward and very flexing his watches and is going to the club and being a rich guy. He's like an ex-crypto dude. And that like didn't give the greatest image to the scene. But after Logan Paul made this video, now this is going to be some credit to Logan Paul. Because I do think the guy has been on a very long journey of like improving himself. And so far, his actions, like save for a few things, he's like putting his actions where his mouth is for the most part. So he ended up, opening this box and selling each of the packs for $10,000, $11,000 a piece, which at the time was a lot. Fast forward to 2 weeks ago when he bought 6 more of these boxes at $450,000 each.
Jesus Christ!
And he sold every pack for at auction. Each pack went for an average of over $40,000. And so the price of everything included is like $1.4 million for the box. So
oh my god!
I know. Yeah. So he did a live stream though. He opened up these packs. This is all driving somewhere. So he did this live stream. He opened up all the packs and made this big event of it. It was like 3 hours long. Ended up raising like $130,000 for charity and stuff. It was cool. I mean, it was a very compelling event, and it definitely put a lot more eyes on Pokemon on YouTube specifically. Mm-hmm. The sequel to that event happens today. So that's another one of the crazy things for the 25th. After the Post Malone concert, they've scheduled this all out immaculately. After the Post Malone concert, Logan Paul is doing his new box break for this like new $1.4 million box.
Whoa.
So,
where can I watch? I hate that I really want to watch that.
But see, that's the thing.
It's interesting.
I'm going to out myself. So Logan Paul also sold. Logan Paul retweeted me last week, and I'll tell you why. Because he is selling. Are you guys familiar with NFTs?
No.
We'll get into it in a second, we can get into it in a second. But an NFT, it stands for non-fungible token. It's like the crypto equivalent of an object. So as Bitcoin is to like actual coinage, actual like currency, NFTs are to actual like digital objects. So imagine a Pokemon card, but you make it digital. You can't split it up into parts like you can a dollar into 100 coins or whatever. It just is one thing. That you're seeing it like Minecraft has made some of these. Like the idea in the future is going to be, kids these days for Christmas, they don't a lot of the time don't even want physical items anymore. So this is going to be a way that you can have like a cryptographically secure digital asset or digital collectible or something of that nature. Logan Paul also partnered with this NFT company called Bondly, and he sold each of his booster packs. Each of those booster packs that he just sold come with an NFT, and then he sold. It's like a little Logan Paul card or whatever. It looks silly, but it's more like this NFT scene is getting kind of crazy. There's an artist named Mad Dog Jones recently who in 10 minutes made $4 million off of his like NFT digital art sales.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah. But that shit is cool because it's like, it's about empowering artists and like making it more like, sort of making the art world more accessible and more fair for people to like make a living, which is,
that component seems really exciting. Though.
So to Logan Paul's credit, that's like where there's like very legitimate things happening behind the scenes. I was in a Clubhouse room again. I don't know if you've heard of this app, but it like started out as this like kind of tech elitist little haven of like having conversations. And now at the very least, there's like smaller communities, but there's a huge digital art community on there. And there was a Clubhouse room. It's essentially like a digital version of like a VidCon panel. Okay. There was a room that was talking about NFTs and like the future of digital collectibles and art. And the room had a bunch of like computer science, like crypto people who were talking about databases and like cryptographic signatures and shit. And then you got like the art world who's like these like very underground, like a lot of them are coming from like the street art scene and shit like that, like very cool artists. Then you've got like people who represent like big auction houses, like art collectors and auction houses. And then also in this room, there's one guy named Jeremy Padower who is a global toy designer for like Pokemon and the WWE. He's such an interesting character. He's a huge collector as well. Also in that room are MC Hammer and Logan Paul. So it's just a murderer's row. But that actually, like hearing the story of Mad Dog Jones and like his thing really inspired me about the future of like NFTs and how they could be applied. And just to like get in on the hype, I ended up purchasing one of Logan Paul's NFTs, and that's why he retweeted me. But I felt, to be completely honest, I'm like, am I ethically compromising myself by like not negatively bashing Logan Paul in public?
One thing I did, and I get, Logan has actually been on like a redemption path for people who haven't been paying attention. But I believe it was like maybe a little over a year ago now. I don't know if you guys remember. There was a video going around that apparently it was a dude giving a blowjob. And everyone was saying it looked like Logan Paul, and so it was getting shared around like just as I think a joke that Logan Paul would do it. And Logan Paul tweeted some kind of joke with a bunch of eggplants or cucumbers or something, and like essentially playing into it. It was really funny.
Yeah.
And then I quote tweeted and I was like, wait, why the fuck is Logan actually being funny? And he quote tweeted me and said, "Welcome to the Low Gang." And so I deleted it. I deleted it.
No free clout.
Yeah, I deleted it. I screenshotted it. I said no free clout because the thing is, if he responded, maybe, but don't. I'm not in the fucking game, dude.
No, 100%. I'm the way it is like I'm like more in the credit where credit is due camp with Logan Paul, like where like a video went viral of him like explaining to one of his friends why his like viewpoints were like toxically masculine, and I was like,
I saw that with the Harry Styles photo shoot.
Yeah, I was like, okay, no, I'll allow it. You know what I mean? Like I'm like tentatively going like, all right, like
I've seen some really my Logan thing especially too, and I'm probably the least plugged into him or any of the situations, is that I kind of do ascribe to that same ideology of like, credit where credit is due. I'm obviously, Logan's rife with issues, you know. But I have seen a number of clips of him that have been really great, especially in the last year. Like, he had a really great viral one, like, after the kind of resurgence in BLM stuff of this last summer, where he was really explaining, like, kind of, like, racial identity and stuff and recognizing privilege and stuff. And, like, that was a really, like, healthy, wholesome discussion, too, where it's, like, in my mind, too, like, things like that, like, obviously they don't, not that you're saying this, like, they obviously don't give him a pass for other shit, you know, but it's, like, you want to embrace that of, like, hey, regardless of if he's using this platform sometimes to also, like, potentially negatively influence other people, like, that is now a message that has gone out to tens of millions of kids to be like, this isn't fucking cool. Like, we're not doing this kind of shit. And then the thing is, too, like, that Harry Styles photo shoot one, absolutely, too, I was just like, this message is so great. If you watch the entire, like, 10-minute clip of that, frustrating. It seems like I'm sorry, Eddie, were you saying something? I think I pinched you there.
I said, fuck his friend. He was so frustrating. That clip. For people that didn't know, it was like the dumb fucking discussion, which I thought we were already 20 years past, of like, Harry Styles can't wear a dress. He's a man. Which is like,
Lil Nas X also gets this all the time, and it's the most infuriating shit to. It's like crazy to think that like troglodytes in this world actually think the way that, like, it's like, whoa, a rapper wearing pink.
Yeah, it's so dumb. But anyways, it was like Logan's friend was being like, no, man, that's not cool. And it's like, you know what's the weakest move possible? Having other people be able to decide how you can dress. You know what I mean? Like, actually listening to dudes like Logan's friend. And being like, oh, man, he's right. Maybe I'll look like a girl. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah. He's stupid. And my final thing on that Harry Styles one was that I loved Logan's message, and it was fantastic. And that guy was clearly a fucking dope, that his friend was obviously an idiot. And I do want to still give Logan credit for that, too. But especially if you watch, like, kind of the 10 minutes, like, the leading up to it and the post and everything like that, does not detract from the message at all, and I think the message is perfect. But it really seems like, too, like, and this is me taking just a scrap of credit away from Logan, of like, you knew you were setting yourself up. You had to have known this guy felt like this, and it doesn't make it like him not a piece of shit like the friend or whatever, but it's just like, it really seemed like, okay, kind of corral you into
walking him into it.
Got you, bitch. That ain't good. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, the message is great, but it really seems like you're like fucking loading up.
You've activated my trap card.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so I was just like, it didn't seem as organic of just like, what do you do? You know what I mean? But that is a micro picking at what was ultimately a really positive message that was seen by a lot of people. But
also,
that was
I got
my interpretation.
A side note thing. I was just curious, Jarvis, when you mentioned the Pokemon with media franchises, which is absolutely is number one. I was not fact checking you. I was just curious. No. I wanted to see the list.
It's crazy.
But so Pokemon is actually number one. Total revenue is estimated at $100 billion. But I especially want to say, because Gus, this is one that frustrated me so much. Was I joined in on Gus's Skyrim stream. And some of the chat was trying to tell me that I was wrong in saying Star Wars was worth more than Elder Scrolls as a franchise. And I was losing my mind. Because I was saying, like, maybe Xbox paying $7 billion for Bethesda was too much. But essentially I was saying, like, tell me any Bethesda franchise that can stack up against Star Wars. And they were like, Elder Scrolls or Fallout. And it's like, nope. Or Star Wars is number 5. Yeah. Surprisingly, the tied spot for 3 and 4 are Winnie the Pooh and Mickey Mouse and Friends. They're tied.
Is number 2 Hello Kitty?
Yeah, number 2 is Hello Kitty.
Isn't that crazy? Like, I was like, wow, we live in a I am way caught up in my American, like, centric, like, worldview to think that, like, I'm like, Hello Kitty doesn't seem that big. And I'm like, okay, well, if you think about, like, everywhere else in the world, especially in Asia, and how large, like, Hello Kitty is, where it is large, it makes sense.
That's right. I understand now. When I would go to Universal Hollywood pre-pandemic, I'd be like, they still have a Hello Kitty mascot and an entire shop for it. Like, it feels pretty, I don't know, like late 90s, early 2000s to me. It's for tourists who are absolutely still buying Hello Kitty all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And people here, too.
What are the top 5 then off the list then?
Okay, it's Pokemon, Hello Kitty, Winnie the Pooh, Mickey Mouse and Friends, Star Wars. Those are the top 5. Then What's up?
Oh, well, I want to hear the next 5, honestly, if you got them then too.
Wait, I don't know what one of these is. Oh, it's a manga. So there's Disney Princesses is the next one as a whole.
Sure.
And then I don't want to say this wrong.
The
is
Cabal.
Is it Anpanman or Anpanman?
Oh,
it's from 1973. It says it's a manga. And then the MCU, and then Mario, and then Harry Potter, and then is that 5?
Yeah.
Anpanman. And then Transformers, Spider-Man, Batman, Dragon Ball Z, Call of Duty, Barbie, Gundam, Toy Story, Cars, Lord of the Rings, then Yu-Gi-Oh, then the Peanuts, then Dora the Explorer, then the Simpsons, then Lion King. It keeps going down.
Okay, because this just, again, I mean, Jarvis, you said it perfectly when you were just like, it might speak to just sort of like American-centric mindset with this stuff too. But even as Eddie read out like 15 of those things,
right?
Besides the manga that I was not aware of, Hello Kitty was the only one on the list where I was like, I in my microcosm of talking to people, I never see Hello Kitty in any media, nor do I run in. I know one person, our friend Mimi likes Hello Kitty. That is the only person I've ever heard say Hello Kitty anything in the last 5 fucking years.
I will say that I've been to Japan a few times in the last 5 years, and I don't even see that much Hello Kitty there.
You know what it is mainly? It's merchandise sales. The estimate for everything else is like a combination of everything. Either way, merchandise is the biggest portion of anything. That's why, especially Pokemon's so big. Like of the 100 billion estimated for Pokemon, 76 billion is licensed merchandise. The video games are next at 22 billion.
Yeah,
but Hello Kitty is just merchandise. And especially Star Wars, that's a big one too. Mm-hmm. So I think it's especially you're not seeing it in media, Gus, because people are just buying Hello Kitty notebooks and pencils and stuffed animals.
True. I do love a Hello Kitty notebook. I think I might have one somewhere.
My sister had a ton of Hello Kitty stuff growing up.
Yeah, it's that's a great. It's almost like a character that. Yeah, I think of it most printed on pins and in notebooks and things than I do even figures.
And so people still got to go to school. Well, not now, but
yeah.
I didn't
Hello
even
Kitty
plan that
Microsoft
joke.
Word theme.
I didn't even plan that as a joke. I actually stopped my own sentence there and was like, whoops.
That was expertly played.
Use it at home to type. You use the pencil to type. You can just those guys who are doing really fast accounting in movies with the visors. When they're just they're hitting the keys with an eraser. That's what you do.
Why do they need the visors for that? I don't
know, man. And also, that specific green lamp that's always it. What's up with that lamp?
It's always there. They got the pull chain cord on that.
Yeah.
Wait,
that
what
green.
What are we talking about right now? I blinked and I'm just trying to imagine this lamp.
So close your eyes and picture that painting of dogs at a poker table.
Yes.
And next to them, there's a table with a lamp, and it's green glass with a pull chain. Do you see that lamp in your head right now?
Yeah. Wow.
Why do we all know that lamp?
I feel like I was just incepted. I was I didn't know that was there, but it was there the whole time.
Why? I don't think it's in that. I don't know if it's in that painting or not. I'm just saying that's the general vibe that lamp has is dogs at poker.
That was a hilariously effective an immediately procured example that you
I'm really proud of myself.
I was like, oh, yep, that helps me picture that.
Yeah. Why do we all know that lamp? What the fuck?
Oh my God,
this lamp.
Dude, this lamp. Yeah, taking up my brain space. I living in my head rent free. That lamp.
That lamp is just always there. Especially, there's a part of our brain that always has dogs playing poker somewhere. Mm-hmm. And so there's always dogs playing poker in your brain, and they're always using that lamp to light the table.
Does that ever bother you? That I don't know how brain storage works, but it bothers me that I can't forget song lyrics to save my life, and so I must have all of Hamilton is in my head, and I'm like, what? If only I could remember people's names. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, yeah, dude. The worst shit ever is especially with what we do, and I'm sure too, both with YouTube and Patreon and everything else, industry event stuff. When you go back and you talk to people where you're like, I know that I have probably collectively talked to this motherfucker for like 40 minutes in the last couple of years. And it's just like, couldn't even begin to ballpark this person's name or where they come from. But it's so far beyond the point of like, sorry, what's your name again? That you just have to go, uh-huh, yep. Mm-hmm.
To think that someone could cut together a highlight reel of all of your interactions with somebody and that makes it seem like you're like buddy with this person and you couldn't for the life of you like summon their name is very funny to me.
Oh my God, yeah.
You've Got a Friend in Me is playing in the background. You guys are laughing over cocktails.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Who is this fucking person, dude? I've talked to people where I've spoken to them for an hour straight drinking and some shit, and it's just like, I could see him a year later, and it's like, I am not trying to be a piece of shit, and I did not, I was not like consciously like, this person isn't going to get logged away in my long-term memory, but I was just like, I am sorry. Who are you? I am so sorry.
That's so funny.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the podcast, and thank you Scouts Honor for sponsoring today's podcast. Listen guys, as pet parents, working from home has given us, that's me and Sabrina, more time to spend with our four-legged family members. Now we're more aware of their daily needs, health issues, and their well-being. So, if you've noticed that your pet is itchy or smells less than pleasant, you have to check out Scouts Honor. Scouts Honor is a go-to pet brand for grooming products that will help itch relief, odor control, and overall healthier skin and coat. Alright, they got some fantastic products. They smell wonderful too. My favorite smell? A little bit of that lavender. Who doesn't like a little lavender, huh? Scouts Honor's probiotic grooming products are a scientifically proven natural solution for treating your pet's skin problems. When applied to the skin, probiotics support healthy bacteria and fight against bad bacteria that can cause irritation. With every purchase, Scouts Honor provides 1 day's worth of meals for a rescue animal in need. That sounds pretty cool, a little rescue animal, that ain't too bad. With Scouts Honor, your pet will never look, feel, or smell better. Check out all of Scouts Honor's award-winning products today. Available online or wherever pet supplies are sold. To receive 20% off your first order, go to scoutshonor.com/GusandEddie. Remember, that's Scouts with a K at scoutshonor.com/GusandEddie for 20% off your order. Scouts Honor, natural and preventative grooming solutions for pets. Hey guys, the sponsor for today's podcast is Candid. Thank you, Candid, for sponsoring. Are you unhappy with your smile? You don't have to be, guy, you don't. Thousands of people have used Candid, the clear, comfortable, removable, and practically invisible aligners to help straighten their teeth, and now they love their smile. Candid is here to help straighten your teeth so you can fall in love with your smile too. Your treatment is prescribed and closely monitored remotely by a licensed orthodontist who's an expert in tooth movement. You'll have the same quality of care that you'd get from an in-office orthodontist from the comfort and convenience of your own home. And while other companies use general dentists, Candid only works with orthodontists. With Candid, the same orthodontist who created your plan is with you from start to finish, so you never have to wonder how you're doing. The average Candid treatment is just 6 months. You'll start seeing results way before then, and it costs thousands less than traditional braces. Become your best you. Start straightening your teeth today. Right now, you can save $75 on Candid's starter kit. Go to candidco.com/GusandEddie and use code GusandEddie. That's candidco.com/GusandEddie. Code GusandEddie. Take advantage of this limited time offer to save $75 on your starter kit. That's candidco.com/GusandEddie. Code GusandEddie. Thank you, Candid, for sponsoring. I'm kissing. Get out of here.
Was there anything else about Pokemon that you guys were curious about? Because I can't remember where I left off in the story, but at least we started with Logan Paul.
I think it was mainly I just wanted to hear the money growing from Logan.
Oh, and it's insane. It's insane. And there's now like that Charizard. I think Logic bought one for $200,000 in similarly like way back in like October or like July or something. And there was just a recent sale for $500,000. But it didn't complete. And so like the person didn't pay. And so the next highest price is still $450K, but that's still absurd, you know? Yeah. Pennies. Yeah. It's wild.
I wouldn't sell, I'd hold. So that's
yeah. I'm going to hodl on that one. Dogecoin to the moon.
Dude, Can I ask you now too, because you're probably the highest ranking resident Pokemon expert that we have had come through here, and this is a retrospective.
I do go way back. Yeah.
Okay, so my greatest find, and I've never been an avid collector or pursuer of any specific kind of thing. I always had a very, very starter general baseline awareness of just sort of video game or like trading card or collectible stuff.
Right.
Because especially Eddie knows too. When I was in college and shit, I was flipping stuff like nuts. I had I was doing like Listia, eBay shit. Like I was getting stuff in, sending it out, and I was always looking through all my thrift store stuff of like, hey, what's sometimes you get in the technology section, which is 99% of the time fucking sticky, gross garbage. But every once in a while you pull some shit out of there. But one of my best finds at the time, and I had since sold it years ago, but I need you to tell me how much would I have had if I still had it.
Right.
I found still in the plastic Pokemon Blue for Nintendo, or it's for Game Boy.
Oh, boy.
And I probably flipped it for like a few $100. What would that be worth right now?
A lot of these are on auction, or there's a couple on auction right now, but one in reasonably good condition goes for like $6,000.
Fucking hell, dude! I knew. You know what? God damn it! I mean, at the time though, I was in college. I made so much money off that. I probably made it was at least $300. I think I made off that. I can't remember, but it was like I sold it to a dude online. I just shipped it right to him.
But what's insane? So video games have gone. Video games, and now there are graded video games, and there's always been a company called VGA that grades video games, but there's another company called WADA, which is like new on the scene, and it's backed by Heritage Auctions, which is like this big reputable auction house.
Yeah, I've heard of fucking WADA before.
I've heard of WADA. I've had a glass of it or whatever. Pokemon games specifically, but a lot of sealed games are ballooning in price right now. I think a part of it is speculation because of the booms in other collectibles. Like I bought a few boxes of Power Rangers trading cards because they were like really cheap. Like I bought like $20 for like a box of them. And it's been a month or two since I received them, and I went on eBay again because I started learning more about the Power Rangers cards, and like it's always just fun to like find a collectible for me and just like learn some stuff about it. And they've already 10x'd on eBay because people are speculating because there's this big card game called Marvel Universe from like the 80s that just recently got super huge, like from nowhere. And so now every collectible, because of Pokemon, because of all these collectibles, everything is just like, everyone's thinking that it's going to be the next $1 million asset. So they're just like overvaluing it.
Yeah.
People right now, Pokemon is spiking because of all these things, and because of Logan Paul's stuff, are putting up things, including Logan Paul's name. Some of this shit is grimy as hell because it bothers me. Like they'll be like, this is a $50,000 product because it's got the Logan Paul tax on it. Because after Logan Paul has this event today, the prices are going to go soaring or something like that. And it's like, man, fuck you. Like, I don't know. It's, or for example, there's I bought a sealed copy, and we can leave this in. I bought a sealed copy of Pokemon Emerald from somebody on Craigslist who, one thing I've recently been doing is it costs $3 to list an ad for like I'm buying something on Craigslist. So I've like listed a couple of ads. It's like, hey, I'm Jarvis. I make YouTube videos. Want to sell me Pokemon shit? And it costs $3 for a month. So I'm like, that's great advertising. And so sometimes I get like inbound emails, and one guy was like, you want to give me $500 for the sealed copy of Pokemon Emerald? And I did. And then I went and got it graded. And I do not know what the actual value of it is because there hasn't been one that's sold recently, because these items are pretty rare. Because video games, like that Pokemon Blue you had, video games were meant to be opened. You know what I mean? You got to get the game out in order to have fun with it. So most people weren't leaving them sealed. But when I went on eBay to like see what people were offering or what people were selling them for, to this day there's still two people listing that game for $100,000 like $70,000, and it's like it's not worth that. Though? Yeah, it's all meant to make it seem like, I think it's a combination of things. It's one, to like catch the market if it ever if it ever reaches that point. And then 2, it's to make it seem like it's like a psychology trick. Like, cause if you then sell it for 10 grand, like as a best offer or whatever, then they'll be like, wow, I got such a good deal. They listed it at $70,000. Like, I'm such a great negotiator.
Oh yeah, dude.
Well, what do you say we get into some preguntas, boys?
Let's do it.
Do it, guys.
Also,
follow
Gus.
us- What?
Oh, I was going to say that the flipping thing, when you were describing that, I was like, man, that sounds so fucking fun.
Oh, it was so, but the thing is, I was mostly doing it with like dumb garbage. Like my biggest like operation was at the time, especially it was Blu-rays and shit, and they had those voodoo codes for like the unlocks for the digital movie stuff.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, who do you know, if any, use those fucking codes? I didn't have
my buddy
anyone that
John
used
Voodoo
those.
lives down the road.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know, but apparently there was enough of a market for those fuckers. So I used to go
so
to like
interesting.
my grandpa and like my relatives and go to other friends and stuff, and I'd say like, "Can I have your voodoo codes in your Blu-rays?" And people would just give them to me, and I would flip them on this website called Listia, where you didn't do it for. And this is not an endorsement, and I would be really wary checking out shit like this. Huge disclaimer. But like it was one of those websites where you don't flip them for direct cash, but you flip them for points on the site.
Oh, yeah.
That sort of like self-created currency shit.
Right.
But then
Somehow
you
it's
were-
like evades tax law or something.
where it was like you ultimately cash out for either direct prizes or like largely gift cards. So I would just
Right.
like take all my shit out in like Amazon gift cards and use it to
Yeah.
buy like stuff that I'd get headphones, or I got my college television off of like Listia from shit that I flipped.
Right.
But
No,
every once in a
definitely.
while I'd flip like old video game stuff that I find at like GameStops and stuff, or like thrift stores
Yeah.
specifically. And I didn't do the I sold like an old Nintendo DS on there and shit, and just a bunch of little ticky tack shit. So
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
not as big and fun as usual. And a lot of the stuff
Sure.
the bit more fun stuff that I'd flip would be more like kind of on an in-person basis. I'd go to
Yeah.
like universities and shit, and I'd pull out of the recycling bins like old cell phones and stuff. People were like,
You'd
getting
be
rid of and shit like
surprised,
that.
yeah, what people are, especially like moving out of college or moving out of anywhere. People are just like needing to get rid of shit.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
God, yeah. Anyway, Pregunta Momento, folks. Here, follow
Yeah,
us on
let's do
Twitter. Are you Jarvis Johnson on Twitter?
He's
I'm
just
just
at
at
Jarvis,
Jarvis.
dude.
Frick
He is
you,
at
dude.
Jarvis. How the fuck did you nail at Jarvis?
I think I've had my handle since like 2008, and it wasn't useful for most of the time. 2009, but yeah.
Did you ever have like Marvel hit you up or some shit about buying that?
Surprisingly, no, but I have had a number of like high school kids named Jarvis who were like, "I'll give you like $15 for your for your handle," and I'm like,
Okay.
well, like, hey, my allowance is coming in, and I,
It's like a day trader with a guy on the phone. I got a caller on the phone. The allowance is coming in. Yep, 15.
yeah, I was like, I want to make you an offer you can't refuse. I'm like, I think I'm gonna refuse it.
Anyway, follow us on Twitter at Jarvis, at Eddie Burbeck, and at fucking Gus Buckets. Not even close. Ask us your preguntas here. That's questions for our English-speaking viewers. Right here at Ride the Puma asks, what are some of the most disappointing finales that you've experienced from a video game, show,
of Thrones.
book, etc.?
Game of Thrones. I wasn't even a huge Game of Thrones fan, but it was just, everyone knows. I don't need to say more.
Yeah.
It was just like, fuck,
That's
man.
funny.
This really, really, really sucks. Like, this really...
Game of Thrones is the only I feel like I'm a disappointing finale apologist. Like, I liked the Lost finale, or at least I defended the Lost finale. And so usually I try to take that. I try to take that side of things, but Game of Thrones was unacceptable.
Yeah. You know what? I really liked Queen's Gambit, and I really disliked the last episode of that show, to where I was like... it wasn't ultra bad. It wasn't Game of Thrones level, but I didn't like the way they wrapped up the show.
Yeah.
Seemed kind of cheesy to me.
You know, Eddie, to your credit, I enjoyed Queen's Gambit and somehow like fell off right before the end. Like,
There
I
you
just
go.
like didn't even...
Honestly, Jarvis, keep it that way. Keep it that way. It's not like so horribly bad. It was just one that I didn't like, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody, so I won't say what it is. But
There was a gambit of the queen, so
yeah.
I would say
my,
for me,
my former chess club self is like, I know what a queen's gambit is.
that's pretty badass though. Were you in chess club? Were you pretty successful?
I mean, in middle school and stuff, I would go to tournaments for chess, and chess ratings are age agnostic for the most part, and so I do recall a tournament where I played like what must have been a 7-year-old, and I was 13. And they were very good at chess, but they were intimidated by my large stature and my curly chest hair. And they asked me like very sadly with like the pleading eyes emoji, wait, so if I lose, does my rating go down? And I was like,
oh,
yeah.
man.
I was like, yeah, kid, checkmate.
I want a version of the show where I'm the chess player and I only wear denim and it's called Jeans Gambit.
I watch that, Eddie.
That's all I do. But also my signature is, and I know this isn't allowed at tournaments, but I'll make it allowed in the show, is all my chess pieces are also made out of denim.
Are they like denim coated, or are they entirely denim where they don't fully stand up? They're kind of limp on the board.
They're all just really poorly shaped, like shitty stitched together.
That is so funny. I want to imagine you at like one of these, like at big chess tournaments that are like super amateur. You're like side by side with other people playing games, right? And you have to be quiet. So I would really love to see you in that environment, and then get a checkmate and just yell Jeans Gambit. a quiet gesture.
I think it's like bingo, where when I win I have to go, Jeans Gambit! Jeans Gambit!
Can you, like, similar to tearaway athletic wear, could you please have an all denim tearaway that tears away to more denim underneath?
Yeah. It'll be Jinko jeans that tear away to skinny jeans.
All right, I'm coming to all your games, Eddie. I'm coming to them all.
Thank you. I think I'll have a good crowd.
Oh my god. What the fuck was... Oh, finale shit. So, one of the worst ever. And it's really fascinating. The last couple years, I've started taking a little more gambles on network television shows, which to varying degrees of success. But I came out of the gates, and we were watching Last Man on Earth, dude, the Fox show with Will Forte.
Yeah.
And I was like... really amused, like really funny, and you notice early on, like definitely pretty imperfect and kind of not really gripping, but charming and shitposty enough to be really entertaining. And Will Forte could like, he's got the fucking crew on his shoulders on that shit. Like he's so funny. But that show got so bad that we had like Sabrina and I were, I don't know how many seasons it lasted. It was either 3 or 4, I believe. Yeah. And we had watched all of it. And we had like 1 or 2 episodes left of the show, and it was that bad that we were in that far, and I was like, I honestly don't know if I could bring myself to allocate like half an hour of my time to finishing this. It is so fucking terrible.
Yeah, I never finished
characters.
Last Man on Earth, but I feel like watching that show was almost like a constant battle where like Will Forte and like the entire cast was fantastic and they're hilarious. And it's like the show was always on the brink of being really interesting and usually wasn't. But there was a couple of moments in the series where it got really, really interesting.
Yeah. When did that air? Was it like 2014 or was it even
It's been
earlier?
a while. It's been a while since the first episode.
Because I saw the first season and for some reason, I didn't end up sticking with it, which is apparently a theme.
I was displeased that they didn't milk The Last Man on Earth longer.
It was the first fucking
episode. It was the end of the
that
first
another guy
episode. He's
comes
not
in.
the last man on Earth. And it's just like, oh, okay. Well, I was really signing on just to see Will Forte be crazy. And I know you can't keep that. I know you can't keep that interesting for even like half of a season, but maybe like 2 episodes?
Yeah,
3 episodes,
8
maybe?
fucking episode. I mean, that's like there's a hilarious Family Guy cutaway thing where like Chris walks into the room of like, I don't know, they walk into the family room and someone says like, hey, I'm watching Last Man on Earth. And Peter says like, oh, is that show about the last man on Earth and an unlimited amount of undetermined additional characters?
Well, here's my pitch for Last Man on Earth rework season 1. For people that don't know, it's just there's an apocalypse happen and the way the show was sold was this was the last man on Earth. So picture, we've only seen the ads, right? Mm-hmm. It's the first season is a road trip. This would be expensive. A road trip across kind of apocalyptic America. And it's still Will Forte being hilarious, but he's on the trail of a different person that he thinks might be alive.
Yeah, that sounds great because you're going towards something and then you can have that additional human element and shit.
Also,
you know?
like, why can we not have flashbacks to when there were people? Like,
Yeah,
because
well,
I don't
that always
mind that
bored
as
me in
much.
Lost when I was a kid, but I'm sure as an adult it's relieving to see to be off the island for a bit. But as a kid, I was like, I don't care about their old problems.
Yeah, well, so the thing, I think that the Lost's biggest asset was its characters, which is kind of funny because like the most endearing quality was kind of learning about the backstory of these people, seeing like where they're coming from, and then seeing how they kind of interact in this very dire scenario. Because
Right.
I was watching yesterday, I watched a trailer for, in my head, every time I think of the Frey song, what is it called? You Found Me. The Frey song You Found Me. It was featured in a trailer for season 5 of Lost. So every time that song comes up, I imagine this Lost trailer, and I watched it the other day, and it was so powerful. I was like moved, and I was like, man, this show really had something. Because every time I see one of the characters on screen, I'm like, oh my god, and Saeed's trauma from the past. You know what I mean? But I think that the series finale left a little bit. I think it's just like it wasn't as cathartic.
I never got to the
I
end
never
of
saw
Lost.
any of the series actually.
It's I don't know if it holds up because it was like at a time the first season holds up. I think it was a kind of magic moment in television history. You know,
Yeah.
Lost famously was greenlit off of an outline. There wasn't even a pilot or anything like that. It was greenlit for the largest pilot in ABC history, like at the time.
In J.J. Abrams fashion, not having a plan and just moving forward.
So there is, and so like in the years since Lost aired. Sorry, I'm like this about everything I'm into. In the years since Lost aired, some stuff has come out about like how the show, like they greenlit the show, and then he immediately hired this team of writers and researchers to like plan out the mythology and the arcs of the show. And a lot of the story of Lost, like unraveling, is a story of like network TV battles where like when the show was trying to end itself versus like, or like there's a character who very early on in Lost is revealed to have supernatural powers. But it's like a child. He's like a child, and it's like an interesting way. But the thing is, they have so much foreshadowing to like this kid's importance, and then the network didn't like it, so it just like completely goes away, and it's like, okay, well, now we wasted all that foreshadowing.
Yeah.
It's like we were spinning our wheels, like, and this couldn't go.
I just remember the unique thing that probably doesn't age well just because we've seen it so much, Gus, is the appeal at the time was there were so many mysteries, and it was like, what's going to happen next week? Are we going to learn the info that we want to learn? And like now you could fucking Google it, you know, who cares?
No,
but
exactly. I felt like that with like the first season or two of Heroes we were watching at the time. And
I actually never watched Heroes.
I remember it being pretty good, but I only watched it when I was a lot younger, and there was that kind of like aura around it of like, this is like, wait till you see what happens next week. Like, how big is this thing? Holy shit, you know?
Yeah.
You know what has that similarly now, and I'm so happy about it, is The Mandalorian and WandaVision. Both
that's cool.
have that culture around it. It's been really, really cool watching like weekly TV that everyone's into again. And I'm like, wait, this is the better way to watch some TV. Like it is
100%.
better to do this. Except people's fan theories drive me fucking nuts. I don't want to hear a single one of them.
It's funny.
It's so stupid. It's like it'll be the worst shit ever. Like what if Harry Potter was the villain? It's like just the worst, craziest
God,
shit.
How did you see that coming from a mile away?
Yeah.
But I agree. One of the reasons I have such an affinity for Lost is because I was watching it week to week, and every week I would jump into forums immediately after watching the episode. I would be listening to podcasts. Like if you like your Twitter follow, like who you follow on Twitter, if you look at that list, it's sorted chronologically.
Yeah.
And I scrolled all the way back, and the first person I followed was like the host of a Lost podcast.
Oh, great.
But I was gonna say, like, that culture adds a lot of value to like watching a show for me. But in the case of shows like Westworld, I think that they gave you too much, and so like you could actually figure out the solutions to all of the mysteries. So there wasn't enough doubt when things would actually happen that it kind of felt like you already knew when the big reveal was going to happen. It's like, oh, here they're finally going to reveal that this is a thing, because the internet sleuths like figured out A plus B equals C.
I was so on board with Westworld, and then the last couple episodes of the first season happened, and I was just like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Like, the finale happened, and I was like, I don't think I want to watch the show anymore.
Well, it's again conceptually. I mean, it's in a different but similar sense of like Last Man on Earth. Though it's like, I'm trying to not get to any spoiler. We've all seen the first season of Westworld, right? Like, it's like you got this cool fucking concept. Why are you changing it so quickly?
Exactly. Yeah. It was like, why are you so quick to destroy what we have here? It was, the exact same thing as Last Man on Earth, where it's like, I don't think you guys realized that. I think for Westman and Last Man on Earth, I just completely Westman. For Westworld and Last Man on Earth, I think they were like, well, it's this apocalyptic concept or this old Westworld concept, but we're gonna change it and flip it on its head. It's like, no.
We liked that. Yeah.
The idea is so interesting that I just want to see more of it. And I'm playing Red Dead right now again. So I'm actually kind of getting a little taste of what Westworld feels like.
Ooh, baby. I need to watch that again.
Yeah, I had something I wanted to say on that. Oh, it kind of feels like when you watch a YouTube video that like gives you the wrong impression by the thumbnail, and then you're like, oh, well, I actually don't want to watch this video. Like you kind of lied to me there. But there was this, the thing that sucked the most about Lost ending was because of like how successful it was ratings wise. Now, in the decade since it's been since Lost has been off the air, we've kind of TV in using some of those tropes in terms of like mysteries and stuff has matured to the point where, I think it's like interesting again, but for the immediate aftermath of Lost, there were like 9 shows that all started trying to capture that thing where it was like, there were like 15 people, and then the fucking lights went off, and then when the lights came on, things were different. What is the mystery? Like, it's like find out, like Flash Forward was a show. I don't know if anyone remembers that.
There was one on
show.
NBC that I forgot that had to do with like aliens, and it was like post-apocalyptic, and I forgot what it was.
100?
And I was
I almost wanted to say the 4400, but that's another different show. But yeah, I want like Flash Forward was interesting, but it like all the shows just got canceled so prematurely because they were leaning too much on the smoke and mirrors of it all rather than like telling a compelling story, and I think audiences were exhausted by the end of Lost.
Yeah, I think I maybe found the show, but I gotta see images from it. Is it? No. It's not the event
The Voice.
because.
It's the voice. You can't see anything, and then you turn around and you reveal who the voice was, and it's just
one
like
thing that
every episode. It got me.
One thing that came up for the search, this is not the show, but it's a show called The Event, and I click Google Images, and there is a photo of a crashed plane and somebody helping somebody. It literally looks like Lost. It looks like the same.
Oceanic Flight 8, 14 and a half. It crash lands on a peninsula. Ooh. What is the mystery of the peninsula?
Slightly landlocked.
I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I have no idea what the show's called.
Coming to ABC at 8 p.m. Misplaced.
And then didn't they do a they had who's the guy who's Gus in Breaking Bad? What's the actor's name? I can't remember.
Gustavo Fring. Giancarlo Esposito. I think it was
Revolution on NBC.
Was it Resurgence?
It was Revolution. On NBC. It was about the power going out. Yeah, that was.
Wait, there's actually a show about the power going out. That was
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the logo for it is literally a power button. That's
oh my god,
perfect.
It's 15 years after an unknown event. Yeah, 15 years after an unknown event caused all electricity to stop working, plunging the world back into the dark ages. People have adjusted to life without plane. Without planes is the first thing they list. People have adjusted to life without planes.
Fuck, how do they? I would need to see that mystery unfold.
How do they get lost now?
There's no way to get lost without planes.
They were like, how do we make sure they don't think we're copying Lost? Well, first, eliminate planes.
There's no planes.
Paragliders.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so there's like 8 passengers on a train, right? And they get derailed. The show's called Derailed.
They get derailed on an island, stranded somehow on a train.
On a train.
So it's called Lost, but it's spelled Lossed this time.
Gus,
Yeah.
you know what? Actually, Jarvis,
What's up?
how about we just leave?
Yeah,
Guys.
I'm down.
Yeah, no, let's leave Gus here. Obviously, we won't go hang out. That's not COVID safe, but we'll both go, I don't know, do something with our day. I'm leaving.
I can swing by.
Oh, no, sorry.
No, I think
not
we're gonna
really.
get lost.
Yeah, so I think maybe you should stay. Maybe your show on NBC would be Stay. Gus stays at a desk.
Ooh,
So I'm going to leave.
stay.
Goodbye.
Just try
In
to,
big letters.
try to
Italic.
scrape me off with a callback, too, so it really sunk in, or what? Guys? Tony, you want to hang out?
Oh, sorry, I forgot my phone charger.
Oh, hey, man, you coming back to...
No,
Tony and
no.
I were going to do something, I think.
Oh, hey, sorry. Just forgot the SD card here. Just going to...
What's that? Eddie and Jarvis, now they got you.
Gus,
Tony and I were going
headphones
to
are
maybe
off. Sorry,
potentially do
headphones are off.
something.
I'm
You headed
asking.
out? You headed out? Okay.
I'm out of here.
Okay.
Gus,
What's that?
could you just lock the door behind me?
Yeah, I could do that.